Hello friends, and in today's video I want to congratulate you on how well you have done in preparing for your exams from junior high school 1 till now. It's been awesome getting to know some of you, and I believe you are very ready for this exam. So as we go on, I would want to also share a few tips with you on how to prepare for your final days as you approach your exams. So number one, first, make sure you remain calm. In going for an exam, sometimes people come with some form of panic attacks and they are always scared, or probably heard some stories about how the exam goes and they get worried. But you should know that you've been writing exams from as early as probably primary 1, so this is not any new thing to you. Just make sure you go with your chest forward and then go as bold as possible and write and make your family and parents proud. And number 2, make sure you don't try learning anything new. Don't try learning anything new, because sometimes people come under the pressure of trying to finish all manner of things. Sometimes some friends may also come and tell you you have not learned A, B, and C, and you could get very disturbed. When it's just few days, especially when a week to your exams, you would have to make sure the little that you have learned, you master them as much as possible. No need trying to get to learn a lot of things. For example, if you are going in for BECE, some topics are very key. I would want to mention my top 6 topics you'd want to master as you prepare for exams. I think the first of them is to learn your ratio and proportion, since that ratio and proportion will be very relevant in how you solve questions related to money maths. Things like discount, commission, simple interest, and all that. So your ratio and proportion covers up for all of that. Then you also want to look at constructions, know your various angles, constructing at various angles and all that. Then you also want to look at transformations, knowing how to, that's my third topic, transformations, how to plot graphs and how to rotate, how to reflect, very key. I've already prepared a video on my channel on how to, on a very simple way to transform and reflect without having to memorize them. It's very simple and very beautiful. One check out on that. And the fourth is on statistics. Statistics have to do with the pie charts and the bar charts and then the bar graphs, things related to that. Alright, so I think that's about 4. Then also make sure you master your fractions. Very important. You should know the various, I think the basic rules of fractions. Simple, you know what whole fractions are and how to manipulate them, and then you are good to go. Then I think that's basically it. Then the next thing you have to, the next point number 3 is make sure you practice. And at this time you don't have to necessarily, it's just a week to exams, and you don't have to necessarily practice everything in the book. You don't have to solve every single question. If you've done that, kudos. But for now, what I would expect you to do is to just make sure you solve the beginning of, make sure you read the beginning of a topic and then read the latter parts and then go through the middle. So let's say if I take a topic like transformations, I get the beginning, the ending, and then I just skim through the middle portions to just keep me updated for the things I've already learned. Yeah, so, and then the fifth point is to use flashcards to help you to remember. So point number 5, use flashcards to help you remember all the things you have learned. So I have a sample flashcards here. I have some sample of flashcards here with me, so you could practice with a friend. I've done something on geometry, so just geometry, trapezium, and then maybe probably could point it to your friend. Okay, trapezium, so the details are here. The area of a trapezium is half height and then b1 plus b2 perimeter, then find it out. So the next one, I have something else on rigid motions, reflection across the x-axis. So xy becomes x and negative y. So you could do this conversation with your friends. You could have as much as possible, and then it helps to revise a lot. So you can work on flashcards. Point number 4. Alright, so we go on to point number 5. You can also watch YouTube videos on topics that you find kind of difficult to understand, because YouTube videos may sum up lessons that could take hours in just minutes, and you could get them, and some of them also come with some beautiful animations and good explanations, so you could also check out on that. Point number 6, I also advise that in trying to master any topic you have learned fully, you could try explaining it to another friend. The more you try, the more you try teaching someone something you know, you get to master, and you get to also see some other sides of the lesson that you might not see if you just learn it alone. So try and teach someone some things you already know. Point number 7, gather your materials. At this point, you need to gather your materials for exams. You don't want to go to an exams without having the right tools. As we say, you don't go to the farm without having the farm tools, the hoe and the cutlass. So in this case, get your materials, get your math set, get your ruler, get your pencils right for the day. And then point number 8, point number 8 has to do with what you do during the exams. When it's time for your exams, as you approach the paper, you don't have to answer accordingly. I hope you are very familiar with that. You don't have to answer from question 1, question 2. You make sure you answer according to the questions you are most fluent with. You select the question that you think you are very comfortable with, and then you answer that, move to the next question in that increasing order. And then as you realize that some questions are kind of getting difficult, you can skip them, solve all other questions, and then you come back to that question that looks kind of difficult. So very important. Then point number 9, you need to eat healthy food. You don't want to go to an exams, maybe the day to the exams you're eating a lot of all manner of things. The next day you start feeling either constipated or you start feeling very uncomfortable. That alone can affect how you focus and then write. So make sure you eat healthy and then eat good food, and you also need to drink a lot of water, probably the day before the exams, because your brain cells need good amounts of hydration so that they could process things very well. And lastly, you have to be on time. You don't want to go to an exams trying to now get into adapt to the place. You have to go early enough. You want to go to the exams early enough, check out the environment, adapt to the place, check out where you are sitting. That alone has a way of calming you down. So maybe some minutes to the exams, you have to be seated and know the location. By that, you'll be very much prepared. So these are some tips I would want to give to you, and I wish you all the best, and I wish you a wonderful season of your exams, and see you in the next phase of your education. Bye bye.